Hey, everyone! In today's video, we're diving into a fictional story about Red She-Hulk, where our hero faces dark forces both in the real world and within her own mind. This story isn't just packed with action, it also explores psychological battles that Rachel faces as she struggles with herself. Let's break it down. So, the story begins with Red She-Hulk being tasked with investigating strange events in a forgotten city called Shadowgrief. This city vanished off the maps years ago, but recently, there have been weird reports, missing people, energy surges, high radiation levels. Rachel arrives to get to the bottom of these disturbances. But, as always, she finds herself up against something much worse than expected. As soon as Rachel enters the city, she encounters the Shadow Hunter, a creature born of ancient magic and forgotten technology. This isn't just a physical threat, it's a psychological assault on Rachel's very being. The Shadow Hunter is no ordinary monster. It has the power to manipulate Rachel's mind, pulling her into illusions where she faces her deepest fears and doubts. This moment in the story really shows just how powerful an enemy can be when it attacks not just the body, but the soul. And this is where things get really interesting. The Shadow Hunter activates a dark magic that forces Rachel to confront her own internal struggles. She begins seeing her mistakes, her fear of becoming a monster, losing control. This is a perfect representation of how power can be both a blessing and a curse. Rachel's transformation into Red She-Hulk has always been tied to her attempts to control her emotions and keep her anger in check. But here, she's forced to confront herself. These scenes add psychological depth to her character because she's not just fighting an external enemy as she's battling her own demons. But Rachel doesn't give up. Instead of succumbing to the illusions, she decides to fight back. And this victory over herself is the most important moment in her story. She regains control, frees herself from the dark forces, and defeats the Shadow Hunter with one powerful blow. This moment symbolizes her internal victory, which is far more significant than a physical one. Rachel realizes that her true strength doesn't lie in destruction, but in her ability to control herself and her emotions, even in the face of external threats. So, what can we take away from this story? Rachel, as Red She-Hulk, is a character who not only faces physical threats, but also overcomes her internal fears and doubts. This makes her a much more complex hero, showing us that real strength isn't always about muscles, it's about mastering our emotions and not letting the darker sides of ourselves take control. Although this is a fictional story, it perfectly illustrates how complex and layered a character can be. Red She-Hulk isn't just about power, she's about psychology and the battle with inner demons. What do you think about Red She-Hulk in this fictional story? Let's talk about it in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new review about superheroes and their inner struggles. See you next time!